You're listening to The Whole Truth, a Resources Rising Stars podcast.
Welcome to this episode of The Whole Truth podcast. I'm Paul Armstrong. Trek Metals must be one of the most leveraged exploration plays on the ASX. The company's in the business of gold discoveries. It's been working up the Christmas Creek project now for a long time. It's amassed a very big body of evidence that supports its theory that it's on the cusp of a big gold discovery in WA's Kimberley region. The evidence that it's put together is very strong, but of course the market doesn't necessarily give value to that sort of evidence, often written off as a technical success. The company is now coming to the witching hour. As Derek Marshall, the CEO, tells us on this episode, they're about to start drilling. This will test their theories. They know there's gold, they know there's high-grade gold. The question is, how much is there of it? They're about to find out. A market cap of $12 million at 2 cents. This is a leverage play for those who want exposure to potentially life-changing exploration success. You have to listen to this episode. Derek, this company is called Trek Metals. It's been one hell of a journey. You're getting to the point now where you're probably starting to feel you're right at the witching hour in terms of an exploration strategy. Whereabouts are you at?
Yeah, that's right, Paul. I'm actually really excited about, getting back out in the field, which is going to happen imminently. We've got the guys up in Broome getting all the field kit ready to hit the ground running at Christmas Creek. Like you said, we've had some really encouraging results last year from drilling, which showed that we've got a stacked high-grade orogenic gold system. And, it's open and it's, ripe for the picking. So
now, you've been very busy below the waterline, if you like, doing those rather, dull but important geological things that, underpin a discovery. The share market doesn't give companies recognition for most of that work, does it? I mean, it's capped at $12 million at 2 cents a share. You would say you've had a lot of geological success. A technical success, as it's commonly referred to in the industry. Share market doesn't care less, does it?
No, that's right. I would even argue that we're slightly better than a technical success because I've been involved in greenfields exploration before, and we've made technical, or personally, I've made technical discoveries before where you find what you're looking for, mineralized system, but it's non-economic. Whereas at Christmas Creek, we're still in the early stages, but there has been a fair amount of time, effort, and money spent getting us to where we are. But the drill intersection that we got late last year, hole 97, we got two high-grade intersections. We got 10 metres at 12.66 grams per tonne, and then another of stacked veins, and then another high-grade veins set of veins below at 10 metres at 7 grams.
They're great numbers.
Great numbers, and I think what really elevated it or upgraded it, de-risked it, however you want to say it, in my mind, was we came in, it was RC drilling where we got those results from, and we came back in late in the season in December, and we did downhole televiewer, which tells you the orientation of everything in the hole. And so I guess the risk in the market was that we've just drilled down, a high-grade vein. Whereas the televiewer showed that, we've intercepted these veins, a bunch of them, stacked veins roughly at right angles. So that's, true width, if you will.
But plenty of companies would declare a discovery based on two holes with those assays, those widths, those grades.
Yeah, no, single hole, two intersections. Yeah, and it was actually, we were following up another hole which intersected 2 metres at 9. That was another RC hole which was interpreted through televiewer to be intercepted the vein roughly sub-parallel, which isn't what you want. So when we swung it around, swung the rig around, drilled the other direction, we couldn't have got a better result with, a number of veins. And so, next season, when we get out, which is, soon, we'll be stepping out from that and down. And, I just don't think you get that sort of intersection in isolation.
But you've done a lot of work here, as you say. You drilled that hole, but you've done the teleview, you've done a whole lot of other things. You to be building up to this climax of drilling this. I suppose, as we said at the outset, the market doesn't really care about these successes. They want to know, have you got it or haven't you?
Yeah.
That's where the opportunity lies for investors, isn't it? You've done a whole lot of work for which isn't being priced in the market at $12 million. You're worth barely more than a lot of the shells out there, and you've established a lot of geological evidence that you could be onto something very big here in terms of gold discovery. But the market says, well, that's all very nice. Let's wait till you really get down and drill some bigger holes. And that's what you're about to do.
Yeah, so it's a great opportunity for investors that, believe the story or want to be, position themselves to a potential significant re-rate, to get involved.
So why do you think you could be on the cusp of such a big thing? That the holy grail here is that you're trying to find the extension of the Tanami goldfield. And the theory goes it extends, but it's undercover. That's why it hasn't been discovered. So why do you think, based on what you've done to date, that you could have that extension of the Tanami goldfield?
Yeah, so great question. So conceptually, the target or the Christmas Creek project area was targeted as the triple junction between the King Leopold origin, Halls Creek origin, and the major lithospheric G3 structures that control the gold mineralisation in the Tanami. So if you draw all those together, boom, they land in a triple junction, and that area happens to be obscured by sand cover. So you've got shallow sand cover obscuring the basement rocks. So it hasn't been subjected to your, prospecting style.
So it's the intersection. You're located, or your project is located at the intersection of three key structural trends.
Yeah, major crustal scale lithospheric. These structures go down to the mantle. These three origins essentially, and we're looking for orogenic gold. So you want big orogenic systems where you've got lots of fluid flow through big structures, and so conceptually great area. Historically, Newmont explored the project. They spent 6 years, $6 million doing all that work that the market, doesn't really rate in terms of, they did aeromagnetics, they did EM, they did thousands of soil samples. They generated all these targets and proved that there was gold-bearing rocks under the sand.
Now, big companies can do that because they don't really care what the market thinks. They're not so exposed to the whims and vagaries of the share market on a day-to-day basis. So they've got the luxury of being able to plough away, out of sight, out of mind, working these things up. Small companies like Trek don't have that. So everything you do has been in the public domain. But the market looks at this and says, okay, that's interesting, looks promising, but we're not going to give you value for it yet. But that's where the investor who says, hey, this could be the time to get on board, because you're now at a point of having worked this up where you're about to drill it, to really find out.
Yeah, we're following up on an amazing intersection, like I said, and the drill lines are incredibly wide spaced. They're 250 metres apart. So, and at the angle of the veins, it's over 350 metres in one direction to the next drill line, where you've actually got low-level gold anomalism, and then in the other direction, it's basically open. And these high-grade orogenic systems generally have a plunge direction, and so it could dip under that line, or and they go for kilometres. So
how many holes do you think you'll? So it's a bit of a needle in a haystack, like all exploration outset.
I think we've done the needle. We've found the needle in the haystack, and now we're just stepping out to find out what sort of system. We're clearly in a high-grade orogenic gold system, and there's gold over several kilometres, and I think we might have really narrowed down to that sweet spot, and we just need to.
So it's mineralised. It's a question of where is the width and where is the grade,
and which way is it going?
Where's the juicy bit?
Yeah.
So the odds have shortened dramatically.
Incredibly.
Keep coming back to this idea at 2 cents a share, $12 million. You're on pretty short odds as far as early stage exploration goes.
Yeah, I think it's an incredible opportunity. It's greenfields, hasn't been explored. It's a great location. It's got all the key ingredients. It's the rock package that it sits in is attributed to the Halls Creek origin, and the age of the rocks and the composition is very analogous to the Tanami. So same age, same rock types, same structures, same mineralisation style. I don't see any reason why.
So how many holes will you drill in the first program? Just sort of try and close in on it. It's a bit of a game of sort of cold, warm, hot, isn't it? You got to close in on the best area. How many holes are you going to give it first up?
We want to head out there and put in a few thousand metres for sure. So tens of holes, 20, 30 holes.
So it's a very substantial crack at it first up.
Oh, absolutely, because, those results clearly warrant follow-up. We've got a number of other targets at the project area. It's over 1,000 square kilometres. We've got some really encouraging results in other areas, but, the immediate focus is certainly going to be, where we're going to get best bang for buck.
Now the board has a bit of reputation for success in this area. You've got some of the guys who behind the Pilbara Minerals runaway success in the early days.
Yeah.
Tony Leibowitz, former chairman of Pilbara Minerals.
Correct.
And of course, the great Neil Biddle, who we had on the program here recently with one of his new undertakings. Neil's pretty fired up these days. He's got the bit back between his teeth. Do you think is Neil sort of getting into you about...
He loves it. He absolutely loves it.
Neil loves to drill. Neil loves to drill holes. He's a geo.
Yep.
Is he on your back about saying, hey, let's get some holes in here fast?
Absolutely. It's like, when can we be out there and when are we drilling holes? Because this is, this intersection has to be followed up.
And the great Johnny Young.
Yeah.
He also of geo fame and Pilbara Minerals fame. So you got a few people breathing down your neck.
I do, which is great. They've been involved in this, incredible shareholder event where they've created so much wealth. And, I'm really hoping that we can, replicate that at Trek. And my previous role, I was at the Greatland Gold, Newcrest, Havieron discovery, which is just the other side of the Canning Basin from where Christmas Creek is actually. And, to be involved in something, a tier one discovery, like the Greatland Gold example is fantastic. Went from £25 million market capitalisation for 1 pence a share, up to 1.3 billion pounds. That's just incredible. I think it was the 32 times. Everyone talks about a 10 bagger 10 times. Yeah. They were like a 36.
This must be one of the most leveraged stories on the ASX. Given at $12 million, given what you already know, as we say, this isn't a question of whether there's gold there. There's gold there. In fact, there's high-grade gold there. It's just a question of how much, as you rightly say.
That's right.
And investors love a board in the exploration game. They love a board of directors that are pushing hard. Those guys we just mentioned, they're not there for a peaceful life. They're not lifestylers. They're explorers.
Not at all. And they're putting their cash behind it as well. They're big believers. They're all, Tony, our chairman, is number one. Neil's number three on the register. John Young not far behind.
So plenty of skin in the game.
Plenty of skin in the game.
But it's the ultimate life changer, these things, isn't it? I mean, you mentioned some of those big finds like Havieron and what happened to the share price of Greatland Gold. What could a discovery here be worth?
Oh, easily the same, if not more. You look in the Tanami, there's over 20 million ounces. At Cali alone, there's 14 million ounces. That's a big orogenic system, very analogous to what we've got. And so, I've got high hopes.
I mean, you're dangling a pretty fat, juicy carrot for investors who want to play at this end of the game.
Absolutely. I've been involved in exploration my whole career, and I think this is an outstanding opportunity.
Yeah, it's really getting to the witching hour, as we said. You can see that, sometime. When do you think people listening to this will say that's great? I can really get the risk and return ratio here. It's building up. We've got an opportunity here to enter at the sweet spot. You've done a lot of the legwork the market hasn't priced you for. When do you think you'll get a hole into it?
So I'm actually heading up. I've got my bags here with me. I'm going up to Kununurra today, and I've got a traditional owner meeting in Halls Creek, and then I'm heading over to see the pastoralist that covers the Christmas Creek
and
project.
They're all on side?
They're all on board. With great working relationships with all the stakeholders there. The pastoral operation is a family-owned business, and they do all our earthworks for us. They're really supportive of what we're doing out there. So, it's fantastic. So the guys are up in Broome getting all our field kit ready. We'll be on the ground next month getting prepped and, drilling soon thereafter.
Yeah, so sometime in the next quarter.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great. It sounds like a fantastic proposition. I mean, given the combination of what you already know, what you're about to do, the people involved, the results you've got, times that by the market cap of just $12 million, it's for those who want to punt at this end of the business, it must be starting to look pretty juicy.
A no-brainer.
Yeah, great. Well, we'll let you go. You're off to the airport to get a plane, so we'll let you grab your bag and run. But I think we might have you back on the show sometime in the next couple of months. Good luck with the drilling.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You've been listening to The Whole Truth, a Resources Rising Stars podcast, produced by Resource Media, hosted by Paul Armstrong for Reed Corporate. Please note that Reed Corporate does not provide investment advice, and investors should seek personalised advice before making any investment decisions.